Hi, my name is Mike, and I wanted to talk today about epilepsy. Somebody had asked me what my biggest concern was with epilepsy, and it is definitely SUDEP or SUDEP, spelled SUDEP, and that is sudden unexplained death in epilepsy. This is something that was never talked about or brought up with our doctor. It was something that my wife was actually reading about online, and I know people laugh when you say you Google or you look up things online because it's just all negative things, but that's mostly where we've gotten a lot of our facts from and then brought that to the doctor. And I definitely think as a parent or somebody, if you yourself has epilepsy, do the research on it and look up SUDEP if you don't know what it is. I meet a lot of parents that or a lot of people with epilepsy, and they've just started that journey. This is something I've been doing for the last 9 years. My daughter has had epilepsy since the age of 2, and I meet people that they've never heard of it before, and especially there's a higher risk with children having SUDEP than adults. And so as a parent, I want to tell other parents this is life or death, and I don't want to scare you, but I want to scare you. It's because I never saw a doctor really mention it or take it seriously. And I can understand in the medical field, I'm not a doctor, not anywhere in the medical field, I'm just a parent of a child with epilepsy, and people, they don't want to be associated, they don't want to be blamed, they don't want to get sued if a child does pass away. But 1 out of 1,000 people die each year from SUDEP, and so it's definitely something that we need to talk about and discuss. So why is there that possibility that you're going to pass away from a seizure? It's because the seizure is affecting your breathing, and it's also affecting your heart rhythm, and so in combination, that's something that can make you possibly pass away. I understand it's a very uncomfortable situation, but it's something that I always bring up because we almost lost my daughter with her first seizure because she was healthy before that, and we never knew what a seizure was, and we didn't know you could die from a seizure, and so it was a missed opportunity that I told myself I will never do ever again. So as I was starting to talk to doctors about it and say, well, should we sleep in our daughter's room? And they would say no, because that's going to affect the growth of your child, and your child will be screwed up. And the pros and the cons, I just couldn't see anything wrong with my wife and I watching my daughter all night long because she was having nocturnal seizures. These were seizures in the night, and the way I looked at it as a parent was I'm protecting and keeping my daughter alive, and that was my number one goal, keeping my child alive. And so that's what we chose to do. I understand it's extremely tiring staying up all night. You got to work, and so if you have a dog or you have a camera, or you've got the Sammy pad or the watch, whatever it is, do something, just inform yourself. A large reason why people pass away is they're not medicated. So my daughter, from the age of 2 to 3, the doctors knew that she had a seizure and she had a calcification in her brain. She had proof in the CAT scan that something was wrong, and she wasn't on medication from age 2 to 3. So something drastic at that time could have happened. The other thing to think about is that the seizures, when you're having them, they're probably not going to hurt your brain. Like small seizures aren't going to do much damage. But the long seizures that like my daughter were having, which are status epilepticus, which they don't stop on their own, those are actually destroying your neurons. And that's something that you can't rebuild. And so it's eating away at your brain. And so that was a big concern for me, was, any way that I could to stop the destruction of my child's brain, which was a reason that we did go with VNS therapy, and that's something I'll talk about in another video. But whatever precaution that you can take to try to stop the seizures or stop SUDEP is the reason that I'm doing this video. And so I'll provide a link at the bottom to the SUDEP Foundation, and definitely like, subscribe, and let's all talk about SUDEP so that we do not lose anybody else to epilepsy or seizures. Thank you.